So guys, this is my weekly report for July 24th. As you can see, I'm not on the water. I'm sitting in the ductwork on the side of my house. So anyway, I didn't get out today. Give you a little idea what I've been doing. Of course, I've been down in the Delta, still chasing stripers, but mainly bass. So the stripers are kind of coming in and out, and some days it's been really good. The other day when I was out this last Sunday, we only caught two, but we caught a lot of bass. Once I get out there and I try a couple, and it depends on the tide too. The tide wasn't very good for stripers, but you know, we went fish for them for about maybe an hour. We only caught a couple, and they're both like maybe, I think Denise got one around 7 pounds, and maybe the other one was like 5. But it was a little bit tough. So after like an hour, I just put that stuff down and then go after bass. We caught a ton of bass. We caught them up to 5 pounds. Actually, Sunday was my birthday, and I took Jennifer and Denise, and the biggest was about 5 pounds. But we caught quite a few fish. We probably put over 30 bass in the boat. Probably had around, I'd say, 16, 17 pound limit. It wasn't no giants, but we caught a ton of fish. Caught some on chatterbaits, but most of them we caught flipping. Everything was on D-bombs or brush hogs, and we were flipping the weed lines and also the down wood. But the bite's pretty good down there. The water temperature, you know, we've been getting some cooler weather. Water temperature dropped down to like 68. It was 72, 74, but it's been dropping, and it's actually better on these northern bass that I'm catching way up north. The cooler temperatures seem to turn them fish on. And then I've been going to Berryessa, you know, because of the decontaminations. You know, I got this ductwork dialed in for Berryessa, so I've been going up there, and you know, some days it's a grind where it takes a little while to catch them, but some days, you know, you're done in like an hour or two. Yeah, one day I was there and couldn't even get 4 downriggers out. Only got 3 out. Kept getting a hit or get a double, even got a triple, and couldn't even get 4 downriggers out. But the action's been really good up there, and some days it does take a little longer. So some days, you know, we're up there until 1 o'clock catching them, but you know, you can catch a lot of fish there. The bite's been pretty good. The fish are getting a little bigger. I got one the other day. I swear it was a king until I looked in his mouth and it was all white. So, you know, it was about an 18 and a half inch kokanee, real wide, really nice fish. So that's basically what I've been doing. And then, like, you know, Gone Fishing is doing decontaminating for Berryessa, and I think he does Folsom now. So, you know, they're not going to let you use either one. So if you go to Berryessa and get it tagged, you can't go to Folsom, vice versa. You got to tell them where you're going to be going, and they'll do your boat. So right now, Gone Fishing is doing Folsom and Berryessa only. Okay, so that's what I've been doing this week. It's been pretty interesting, a lot of fun. One of the things, you know, you guys know, I'm going to give you a little hint right now. You know, everything I use in electronics has been Lowrance. I've been with them guys for a long time. As you know, I do consulting, so if you need anything, and when I do the consulting, I do it on Garmin, Humminbird, and Lowrance. So, you know, I do all of them. It's just that, you know, I've been with Lowrance for a long time. Until lately, I'm going to be doing a big switch here pretty quick. So I'm already on board with Humminbird Electronics and Minn Kota Motors. So next time you see my Ranger, you're probably going to see it with a Minn Kota Quest up front and 3 12-inch touch Humminbirds. So I'm going to be equipping the boat with Humminbird Electronics and Minn Kota trolling motor. So anyway, going on the ocean fishing. Haven't heard a whole lot about bluefin. I know guys are going out. Usually it should start picking up, you know, getting pretty decent in August, September. There's some guys, you know, these 6-pack guys, and there's a couple other bigger boats that are going to be doing it. So basically on the bluefin guys, if you want to go, you need to call these guys and get on a list. And then it's a short notice. So, you know, they don't want to take you out there and you're not catching anything. They want to make sure that, you know, somebody hooks up that day when they go out. So you get on their waiting list, and then they call you, and then you have to tell them yay or nay in the next 2 days. So it's something that you have to be able to break free at that time, and then go out there and then hook up and have fun. But the guys that you want to get a hold of are Ricky Acosta, Jay Lopes, and I know Cal Don with Jane Smith is planning on doing it. So just give those guys a call and get on the list, and then they put you on a list, and they'll call you when they think they're going to go out. Other things going on is bottom fishing. The shallow water 20 Phantom is the hot one right now. The rock fishing is very good. I know that a lot of the boats, the 6-packs and Cal Don, they've been going after halibut on the North Bar. And since they're out there, they when they limit out, they're going to take you up the coast and fish for rockfish. And they've been catching a lot of lingcod, a lot of very nice sized rockfish. So those days that they go out there, and basically you could ask those guys, and they'll look at the tide, and they know pretty much what kind of day they're going to have. So if they go out there, and especially a 6-pack, and get your limit of halibut real quick, and the halibut on the North Bar have been averaging like 12 to 15 pounds. They're nice, grade of fish. They'll take you up the coast and go get rockfish too. So you come back with a heck of a bag. Get a halibut and get some bottom fish and lingcod. You're going to have a lot of meat there. So anyway, you can get a hold of any of them guys and sign up and make a trip out there. The other things going on, Pacifica, the stripers are starting to show up on the beaches. I know a lot of guys do it at night, throw iron and topwater lures. And surf perch fishing should be good along the coast also right now. So, those are some of the things that you could do outside the gate. Inside San Francisco Bay, halibut and stripers are still in there. Look at the tides, make sure, if the tides are roaring like heck, you could probably catch a lot of stripers. But the halibut fishing be kind of slow, so the slower tides are better for halibut. And you need to get live bait and use the 3-way. The easiest way is to use a 3-way, and then put about a 3 or 4 foot leader, put a 1/0 circle hook on there, and just stick it in the rod holder and wait till it doubles up and just pick it up and reel. That's the easiest way. And then stripers, you could do the same. They're pretty easy. Other things going on out in the bay is leopard sharks. I know Ricky Acosta just had a boatload of people out there, and they're catching the heck out of them. I mean, you can't even put your rod down. They're hooking so many fish. Okay, then we're going to come in the Delta. Stripers are kind of like a hit and miss. They're coming back sometimes, and I know Mark Wilson, who trolls out there, but that's the guy that puts on 30 to 50 miles a day when he's out there trolling, and he seems to have been catching them. He's been having some good days where he's catching 20 or 30 fish. I'm more further in toward Liberty that way, and it's been kind of a hit and miss. And I noticed that if the tides are really good, then I know I'm going to get, anywhere from 8 to 15 fish. Then like this last Sunday I was there, it was a really lousy tide, I only got 2. So, they're showing up when the tide's right. A lot of them are feeding on crawdads right now, so I've been catching a lot of them on red chatterbaits along with the bass. The bass fishing in the deltas has been really good. It's been good all year. And I was catching a ton of them on chatterbaits. But it's been so windy. This year we've been having so much wind down there, and it's been really making it very tough. It's staying in the water. A lot of the fish, according to the tides, when the tides are big, I can seem to catch a lot more because the water rises higher. The fish could get a little bit back further where the crawdads live. So the bite's really good. This last weekend, we caught probably more fish flipping. We were doing a lot of flipping on wood and current, catching a lot of fish. And the biggest one we had the other day was 5 pounds. But we had probably around, 16 to 18 pound limit. It's hard to judge. Wasn't measuring, weighing anything. We were just catching nice ones and just letting them go. But the bass bite's been really good down there. This weekend, you could check for sure, but I think Future Pro Tour has their Ultimate Bass Challenge, which is a frog tournament. And I think it's this weekend, so you can give them a call. You could fish 1 day, 2 day, or whatever you want, but there is a frog tournament probably in the next couple of weeks. I think Randy Pringle has one down there coming up too. So, just go online and look on their website and you can see. Okay, the river systems. As you know, salmon season opened on the 16th. It's open in the Feather, the American, and the Kokanee. And right now, a lot of the fish that come in our system, you can't fish the Sacramento River, so don't fish the mouth of the Feather or the mouth of the American. You're going to get a ticket. So, you know, you got to go up. They're actually doing pretty good in the upper Feather. You could call Kevin Brock or Tanner Carrick. I'm sure those guys are up there doing it. The American River and the Kokanee be later, probably in another month from now. But you could get a hold of Austin Wilson or Kyler Perry, and those guys will put you on some fish there. But right now, I would concentrate on the Feather, and the guy to call would be Kevin Brock. Okay, so, you know, and the limit's 1 now, not 2. It's 1 fish. Anytime I tell you guys anything, you need to check Fish and Game's website to make sure, because sometimes, you know, it's like salmon fishing to me in the Sacramento River system has always been 2. Well, this year it's only 1, so you only allow 1 fish. Check your regs before you go anything. Okay, Kokanee fishing. New Malone is still one of the hotter places to go. The fish are getting bigger. They're up to 19 inches. Kyle Wise, or Big Al, is up there. And a lot of these guys now, they're kind of stuck on a lake because of the decontamination. So like if you go to New Melones and you get your boat decontaminated, because they do have a decontamination center there now, when you leave, they tag it with a green tag, but it's only good for New Melones. You go to Berryessa, it's only good for Berryessa. So those are the guys, they have to keep their boats there, and you know, so if you go into Berryessa, you either call Troy Barr or Big Nate. You go to New Melones, Kyle Wise or Big Al, and you know, those guys will put you on a lot of fish. Stampede, Bullard's Bar, Whiskeytown, Shasta, they're all very good right now. You're in the peak season of Kokanee, and you should be able to go out there and catch them no matter where you go. Don't forget, on August 16th, J&J Tackle, who does Dodgers and blades for Kokanee and trout, they're doing this is, I think, his 2nd year. It's a derby on August 16th up at Stampede Lake. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to be up there, so you know, come on up there and let's go out and have some fun. And then he's got a ton of sponsors and a lot of stuff for kids. So if you got a kid, drag them along, you know, because I'm sure they'll get something. And then you know, it's free, doesn't cost anything. So come on up, August 16th. Put it on your calendar. Don't forget, I'll be up there. Okay, and trout fishing. I'm sure all the Sierra Lakes are really good. Berryessa, because I've been going there, I've been catching a lot of trout. You know, usually if you're fishing and you're Kokanee fishing, you catch trout, you need to go deeper. The trout are a little bit deeper than the Kokanee, and the salmon are a little bit deeper than the Kokanee. So if you keep catching trout, you need to drop your lines a little bit deeper. But the trout at Berryessa, I've been catching a lot of Eagle Lake trout, and those things are, last week I had them up to 22 inches. That's a big trout. So, you know, there's a lot of trout in there to be caught. I'm sure all the Sierra Lakes, Union Valley, all these other lakes are still pretty decent. I'm sure, like, if you're fishing off the bank, I would go on the Fish and Game's website and see where they planted, and then where they plant, that's where I would go. It's a lot easier. Okay, regular bass fishing in the lakes. Berryessa has been one of the hot ones around. Top water in the morning and then go to a drop shot, and you know, you can get a hold of like Don Paganelli. He's guys there, he's decontaminated for there, so obviously he's gonna just keep going there. But that lake's been off the hook this year. I mean, every time he goes out, you know, a couple times a week, and he calls me, he's hooking fish in that 6 to 8 pound range. And this has been going on for like 3 months already, and they're catching a ton of fish, and it's a good time to learn. All the other lakes, Orville's good, Folsom's good. I'm sure you could fish all the lakes right now for bass and do well. So, you know, Clear Lake, any of these lakes, just head up there, and usually in the morning on all these places I would throw top water, and then after that I would just go to the drop shot. Or you could use a darter head. If you have forward facing, then I would definitely use a darter head and, you know, like a plastic worm or small Kitech swim bait, and watch it and use your live target. like I said earlier in this video, I have all Lorans, but pretty soon I'm gonna have all hummingbird on my boat, and you know, I'll be doing have the live up front and everything else. So you know, I'll keep you guys in tune. Crappie fishing, haven't heard a whole lot. Berryessa, other day I was trolling for Kokanee, I caught 4, and had one 2-pounder. But the fish are all averaging like a pound, so there's a lot of them out there. These fish are in 120 feet of water, and they're 30 feet down. Go figure. So the bait fish must be up high in the water column, and they're just out there feeding. We also caught 2 smallmouth bass too, trolling for Kokanee. So it tells you something. So crappie, I would say Berryessa, Clear Lake. I know New Melones has them. This, you know, this just have to go and try and do your best. Gone Fishing Marine, like I said, they're doing the decontaminations for Berryessa and Folsom only. And you could, it's easier if you make an appointment and then just haul your boat over there. But if you're just driving by and want to do it, you can stop in there and they'll fit you in between. You don't have to have an appointment, but it's just a lot quicker if you do. And also, if you want a boat like this Duckworth, you know, or you're looking for a bass boat or something, give them a call. Ask for Mark, tell him I sent you, and he'll give you a little discount. But he also does boat repair. He sells electronics, installs electronics, works on trolling motors. He does everything. So if there's anything that you need regarding your boat, go see Mark over at Gone Fishing Marine. Okay, every Saturday morning, I'm on California Sportsman, 1140 on the AM dial. And I usually come on the air at 6:40. Every first Saturday of the month, I'm actually in the studio. So I'm on Ultimate Bass at the end. You know, I'll get on there with Kent and start talking about the Delta, obviously. And then the rest of the show, I'm on the talking to all the guys or fishermen or whoever else is on there. But when I'm not there, then I dial in and I'm on at 6:40. So you can catch, you know, any info. And then also a good friend of mine, they started this Mixed Bag Sportsman. It's a magazine online. There's a lot of guys that have written articles. They did an article on me that's in there, and they did an article on a lot of the guides. But it's a very affordable. Comes, I think it's bi-weekly. Comes out, and look them up. Go online, look at Mixed Bag Sportsman, and check it out and see. And then if it's something you want to do, it's very reasonable. Also, don't forget Derek with Blind Squirrel on the YouTube channel. I think he's been going up to Stampede, but he goes all over the place, and he'll tell you, and he's the guy that's going to show you what he's doing and everything, and when he gets them, he'll show you that, and he tells you, and then when he doesn't, he tells you. Still puts it on there, so, you know, it's a good one. And then I'm still doing the consulting on electronics and certain type of fishing. So like on electronics, I do Humminbird, Garmin, and Lowrance. And I'll usually update your units, check your transducer, make sure it's correct, and then go out and show you. And then I also do it on fishing, so like type of fishing. So like say you want to learn how to Kokanee fish, I would show you everything about how to, from your line, your rods, your leaders, your setbacks, your downriggers, everything, your speed. I show you everything how to do it. And I do consulting on that also. And that's usually like a 6 or 7 hour deal. Electronics is a 2-hour deal. You can always get a hold of me at 916-761-7594. You can text me or call. And if I don't answer, just leave me a message and I'll get right back to you. So anyway, if you like this video, hit that like. Please subscribe. And if you have a comment, I'll get back with you in a few days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the water.